How are we, lads? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name is Nick from Australia, and welcome to another live stream for your Tuesday night. It is 8:10 p.m. here in New South Wales, Australia. Hope everyone's doing good. Welcome to round 2 of the Pacific Championships. Looking forward to it, man. I thought week 1 was quite good. Australia versus Tonga wasn't a bad game. It was quite scrappy for a long time, but it did pick up a little bit. And, Fiji and Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea were way too good for Fiji in that game. But there's time for redemption for Fiji as they take on Cook Islands on Saturday night over there in Fiji once again. And New Zealand take on Australia over at Apollo Project Stadium, and what I believe is already a sellout. So it's going to be a hell of a game nonetheless. But, of course, if you guys are new around here, if you don't know the channel, if you're here for the first time, welcome to the channel. If you're new, please like the video or live stream, however you want to put it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would appreciate that as well, guys. Subscribe to the channel. You won't be disappointed with the content that you see on this channel. And thank you very much for taking the time out of your day or night, depending when you're watching this, to watch the video. I appreciate it. Hello to the live chat. Jason Reader is here. SS Storm Fan is here. Hello, guys. We got Jeffrey. We got William Pearson. We got the usual crew in the live chat. Hope you guys are all doing fantastic. Welcome to the stream. Really looking forward to the weekend, man. Another round of international footy. And then we got a third round next week as well. And then I think the finals are on after that. So it's going to be intriguing to see how the results end up going, man. It's going to be intriguing as it gets. But anyway, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. And it all begins, guys. It all begins on Saturday night. Now, time zone-wise, everyone's a little bit confused, but New South Wales time. Fiji versus Cook Islands. This game kicks off at 7:10 p.m. on Saturday night. So I'm not sure what time that is in Fiji. It might be 8:10 in Fiji. It could be 6:10 in Queensland, obviously. But Fiji versus Cook Islands. This is going to be a big game. Couple of reasons. Fiji were beaten last week, and they will need to bounce back. Cook Islands haven't played yet, so this is going to be their first hit out, their first game. It's intriguing, man. You go back to last year when they played each other, or 2 years. Yeah, last year it was. And it was week 2, funny enough. And was it in Fiji as well? No, it was in Port Moresby. And Fiji did win that game, 22 points to 18 last time they met. So really interesting to know that. Now, I'm not sure what the odds are, so I'm just going to have a quick look at the odds for the game. I think Fiji will be favourites, but I could be wrong. Where are we? Rugby League. Okay, Fiji well and truly favourites. Fiji, they are $1.20 favourites for this game. Cook Islands are at $4.25. So if you like Cook Islands for an upset, $4.25 is not a bad bet there. Now, I'm just having a look at the Fiji side. Have they made any changes from last week? They bloody should, because last week Fiji was so poor. Backline looks like it's the same. They might have a new hooker. I don't recall his name being there last week. James Valavatu. I don't recall him playing last week. Everyone else seems to look like they're the same. I think they dropped Joe Lavadu, so that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Now, when it comes to the Cook Islands side, a couple of players that you guys may know. Stephen Masters on the wing. I got Takarangi and Masters in the halves. Their forward pack's quite strong, though. Tepai Marawa, Davy Mawali, Zane Tedavano, Ruben Porter, and Pride Patterson Rabati. And they've got Mason Teague on the bench as well. And interesting enough, I got Makaesi Makatoa in the reserve, so he might be a late inclusion. But Alex Glenn, the former Brisbane Broncos second rower, jersey number 21, will Alex Glenn play in this game? That's interesting. That is really, really interesting. Now, a prediction for the game. Look, it's a hard game to pick because Fiji last week against Papua New Guinea were really disappointing. And I didn't like the Fiji halves last week. I thought the halves were too clunky. They couldn't get the ball to Sevo and Jennings and everyone involved. Wagga Blake, Valame. They just couldn't get in the ball. But they've got a really strong forward pack. I hope they can just hold on to the ball this week and they can get through some sets and whatnot. Put some pressure on Cook Islands. I don't like Cook Islands as halves either. But in saying that, Takarangi's played in the halves before and done a job. And Masters, he can play a few positions, Asan Masters. So it's going to be interesting. But for me, I'm going to take Fiji to win. I'm not that confident, though. I'm not that confident. I just feel like with it being in Fiji, the way they performed last week, they will want to bounce back. I think Fiji will win. I think they will. I'm going to go Fiji by 8. I think it'll be a fairly close game. Fiji by 8 points. I'll go a scoreline of 26 points to 18. And first try scorer. Look, tough one to pick. But I'm going to go with Taruva at fullback. I think Taruva can score the first try. He seemed to be Fiji's best player last week, so I think he'll be looking for a early try. So Taruva to score first, Fiji by 8 points. And moving on to probably the biggest game of the entire tournament, man. Holy crap. New Zealand versus Australia. Sunday afternoon, 4:05 kickoff here in New South Wales, 6:05 over there in New Zealand at Apollo Project Stadium in Christchurch. What a friggin' game this is going to be. Holy crap. Now, the odds are crazy, man. If you remember, New Zealand last year in the Pacific Championship final, they beat Australia 30-0. Absolutely embarrassed them. And I don't know if we'll see that again, but New Zealand are going to be considered a chance here. Australia are $1.35 favourites. New Zealand are $3.25. Now, I didn't like the way Australia played last week. I thought they were too clunky with their attack. The positive part was Australia's defence was really good last week. That's what makes the 18-0 win so impressive, is defensively they were able to shut down that very impressive Tonga forward pack. But New Zealand are a different side, man. I like the look of their team, man. They got Keanu Kinney at fullback, one of the best young players coming through the competition. Got some absolute guns there in Sarko Warbrick, Matt Timoko, who I'm a big, big fan of. Chance at 5'8", interesting. Didn't expect that. You got one of the OGs, one of the GOATs, and SJ at halfback. Some great forwards and Fisher Harris, Griffin Neame, Crossan at hooker, Papali'i and Sorensen in the back row, Tarpany at 13. And then on the bench, I got Cody Nikorima, Nafua Wyatt, Marata Niokore, and Jordan Ricky. It's a very strong side, man. And the reserves are Aaron Clark, Casey McLean, and Trent Tuolau. So it's a strong team. If New Zealand get the start right, they could win this. They've got a hell of a team. Now, Australia have got there goes the phone. Australia have got the exact same. They got the exact same team as last week. No changes, which is quite interesting as well. A little bit surprised that Australia didn't make any changes. I saw Mal Meninga come out and say that if we're going to win anything, we need to keep the same team together and build off that, which is understandable. But surprised that a guy like a Lindsay Smith doesn't get a game off the bench, or even a Reece Robson gets a crack at Jersey 14. So it's interesting to say the least. But I think Australia are going to win. I think the Kangaroos will win. But I think this game is going to be very close. It usually is. I know the last two games have been 13 plus, but I think this time with Mal Meninga very determined to get the Kangaroos a win over New Zealand, especially after what happened last year, I think Australia will win, but I think it'll be a really tight game. I would not take New Zealand lightly. I would not take them lightly. I wouldn't be shocked if it went to Golden Point. That's how much of a close game I think this is going to be. I'm going to go Australia by 4. I'm going to go the Australia Kangaroos by 4. I'll go a scoreline of Australia 20, New Zealand 16. First try scorer. First try scorer is always tough to pick in these games, but I'm going to go with Matt Timoko in the centres. I think Matt Timoko can score the first try of the game. And, I'll go Australia by 4. So, predictions, I'm going to go in the first game on Saturday, Fiji to beat Cook Islands by 8. And first try scorer will be Taruva. And for New Zealand-Australia on Sunday afternoon, I'm going Australia by 4. And I'm going to go Matt Timoko from New Zealand to score the first try of the game. I'm looking forward to it. Pacific Championships this weekend, week 2, really big games. If Australia win, they go straight to the final. If they lose, I think New Zealand will play Tonga next week, and it'll probably come down to percentage on points difference to see who makes the final and whatever. It's a little bit confusing, but all I know is if Australia win, they're in the final. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I know it's a short live stream tonight. Only 2 games to preview, but I appreciate you all for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'll probably be back tomorrow for another video or live stream. I'll let you guys know on Instagram. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and good luck to your team in the Pacific Championships this weekend.